In this video, I'm going to show you how to get detailed, actionable analytics data for your WooCommerce store, all while avoiding complex third-party analytics solutions like Google Analytics. This is Elijah from AnalyticsWP. Let's get started. You probably already know that WooCommerce has some built-in analytics data. But if you want to go deeper and understand customer behaviors, WooCommerce's built-in analytics fall short. That's where AnalyticsWP comes in. And just like it says here, there's nothing I need to set up. And after some activity, we're going to see all the details we need here in the dashboard. We can see how many unique people have visited the site, total page views, views per person, window shopper rate, referrers, pages, and device breakdown. And you can see here on the WooCommerce orders page, we get a couple of really interesting tidbits. First of all, the AnalyticsWP source column goes well beyond what WooCommerce provides for order attribution by default. We see the referrer, which landing page they ended up on, source, medium, campaign, source event ID, and if there are multiple referrers, they'll be listed here. So right away, we start to get a much clearer picture of where these customers are coming from. But where it really gets exciting is in the journeys area. If we click view journey on an individual order, this journeys feature alone will help you pinpoint the reasons people are buying, the reasons they're not buying, and make notable improvements to your conversion rates. Let's jump into a couple of examples. Here we are under AnalyticsWP Journeys in the WordPress admin panel. And the first scenario we want to kind of figure out is why certain people are visiting our shop but not actually buying anything. We can easily tell which journeys include a conversion or a purchase based on the color. The green journeys include a conversion, whereas the rest of them do not. So we'll start with these identified journeys. Here you can see they have two events in their journey. So they came here from a newsletter, as you can see here, and they visited one product, which was lasagna. So that's interesting. We see that they basically bounced off of the site after viewing one product. It could be due to prices, or maybe they just didn't want the product. That could tell us something about our newsletter subscriber list. Maybe it's not very well segmented, and these people shouldn't have received this newsletter. But this is just one journey out of a few. So let's take a look at a couple others. Here you can see they also didn't do much on the site, but we also see another commonality in this lasagna product that both of these customers or potential customers have viewed. Let's take a look at this one, and we see two events again from the newsletter and again bouncing after viewing this product. So let's take a look at our store, and you can probably see immediately that lasagna doesn't really belong with the types of products that we have listed here. By seeing the fact that there were multiple customers that viewed this product and then did not make a purchase, it might tell us this is a bad product to feature on the site. So we can go in and just move that one to the trash. Now here's another example. In this case, we have an anonymous journey where the user added something to the cart but did not purchase. Looks like they looked at our bull statue, they looked at our bear statue, and then they actually added the bear statue to our cart and then never made a purchase. So this is actually a cart abandonment scenario. But why did they abandon the cart? Well, our first clue is that they came through a pricing-focused campaign, which tells us they might be more price-conscious than other consumers. And also, they looked at a deals page. Now, let's take a look at the deals page and see what they actually saw when they went there. So if they are actually a price-conscious consumer and we're looking for a deal, then they're going to see this and probably take off and go somewhere else that's cheaper. So what we can do is we can add a heading that says our best deals, and then we can add a product list so that when somebody does come to this deals page, instead of just bouncing off because there are no deals available, they're actually going to see the best deals we have on offer, which immediately will help us make more sales when it comes to price-conscious consumers. Now, the final type of journey that I want to look at is a conversion journey where a customer actually made a purchase on the site. Not because there's a problem, but because something worked. And if we understand what worked for those customers, perhaps we can make it better or ensure more customers have that same experience. So let's take a look at these three journeys. which are green because they had a conversion, and see if we can identify exactly why they made their purchase. So you can see they logged in directly, which is interesting. They didn't come from an ad campaign or a newsletter. They went to the shop page. They viewed a few statues. They checked out our page about choosing your statue, which provides some guidelines on what kind of statue to choose depending on your room and what kind of vibe you're looking for. Then they added a statue to their cart directly from our shop page, viewed another statue, went ahead and viewed their cart, and then finally arrived at checkout and completed a conversion. So let's take a look at the other ones and see if we can identify some commonalities between these. Helen here had a very similar journey, but if we go down and look just prior to add to cart, we can see that this choosing your statue page comes up again. Let's see if that's the case for Dr. Sterling Green Jr. as well. Go down and find our conversion. There it is, and then we'll work upward from that. Here's the add to cart. Here's this page again. So that tells us that this page is effectively helping people make the decision to buy from our store. So what can we do with that information? First of all, we can try to improve that page to make it even better. We could add a video or expand out the details. Another thing we can do is the guide is in the menu, but we could go in and actually make it more prominent. So if we go into our main header here in Breakdance, we can select this item, and maybe instead of a menu link item, we could actually add a menu button. That change alone is likely to result in far more revenue for our store, and we found that course of action thanks to AnalyticsWP's Journeys feature. As you can see, AnalyticsWP's user journey tracking is simple to use and provides far more insights than something like Google Analytics or WooCommerce can on their own. Plus, AnalyticsWP has a 7-day free trial, so it's never been easier or cheaper to unlock user journey tracking data on your WooCommerce store.